Hey y'all, thank you for joining and tuning into the But God series. I hope you guys are having a wonderful freaking day. So yeah, today by the title of this video, we're gonna be talking about mental health in the Black community. So come on, y'all. Welcome to episode 5. Period. Okay, y'all. So mental health has been like a really touchy topic. So I don't want to trigger anyone. I don't want to do that, and it's about to get real and real raw. So if you can't handle the truth, I think it's time to go. Because it's time that we talk about these things. So sit back, relax, and chill, and enjoy the video. Hey y'all. Okay, so basically let's just hop right into it, and we're talking about mental health. What is mental health? Mental health is basically your psychological way of thinking, your social well-being, your emotions, everything, how you deal with stress, how you deal with others. And basically we learn as we grow, and some of us don't really learn in a good way, how to deal with stress, how to deal with being social, how to deal with our way of thinking. Like we don't always have that healthy outlet when it comes to mental health. And I'm really talking to the Black community today because me being a Black woman and dealing with mental health, I can only relate to what I know. So yeah, mental health is basically what we learn, what we acquire, from our parents, and it's so funny how y'all claim to care about mental health, and some of y'all be the main ones. Some parents be your first bully. They're supposed to be your first love, your first everything, but instead y'all bully y'all children. Y'all make them feel bad, y'all make them feel horrible about themselves, make them feel like they're not enough, and y'all don't take time out to really tell them that they're enough, that they're loved, that they're seen and stuff like that. But y'all put so much effort into disciplining them and correcting them and being mean to them. It's like, well, dang, it's like, what can I do to please you? What is going to be good enough for you? And I know a lot of y'all can relate. I know a lot of y'all parents act like that. And I know some parents, if you're self-aware and you're ready to own up to the thing that you do, I know you can relate, and that's fine, because it just stems from everyone is carrying that toxic trait. It's a continuous pattern, and some of us fall into that pattern, and some of us can break through it. And nowadays I be seeing children, teenagers and stuff like that, advocating for mental health. But it's like, and y'all claim that y'all parents don't care about y'all mental health, or other people, but children don't care about mental health either, because y'all sit around and bully people for being different, for being who they are, being true to themselves, and y'all bully people into making them think that they're not good enough, or y'all bully people and making it seem like, oh, because they can't afford this, they're poor, or whatever the case may be. It's like, y'all claim to care about the mental health in the community, but none of y'all really do, because if some of y'all did, more people would feel good about being able to talk and tell people about what's going on. A lot of people do not feel comfortable with telling people things, because either they're going to gossip to someone else and tell them all their business, or the person really doesn't care, because like I said, we're all going through things, and mental health is such a crisis. Mental health is really in a crisis right now, because it's like, if you don't feel comfortable going to your parents, you don't feel comfortable going to no one else, no other adult, no friends, no nothing, because all people do is they don't care, or they judge you. It's like, oh dang, who can I go to? When it comes to mental health, who can I talk to? Who can I go to? And honestly, dealing with that, I feel like the best person that you can talk to is God. And I'm not just saying that to say it, because honestly, he's the only one that's going to help you. He's the only one that's going to care, and I mean pray. When you pray, you better vent. You better tell God everything that you can and get everything off your chest, because he's the one that's going to make it better. No one else around you is going to care. And I'm sorry to say that, because a lot of people genuinely do not care. A lot of people just want something, a next topic to talk about in their conversations. Some people just want, to know your business. Like, a lot of people genuinely do not care about, you know, mental health. And I hate that y'all advocate so much and push mental health as in such an importance, but y'all really throw it on a back burner. And some of y'all close friends, family are super depressed and y'all don't care. Like, let's be honest, until something happens to that person, and then it's like everyone cares and stuff like that. Now you care. You know, people only care when you're dead. And come on now, let's be honest. Like, come on now. And that's something that genuinely we have to fix as a whole, you know. Because I know that, you know, yeah, some people are beginning to care, but it's not enough. You know, it's time to put your pride and egos aside and really be there for the people that you love. If you say you love them, if you claim them as a friend, you know, you're a family member, whatever, really be there for them. Because a lot of y'all are really not there for them until, like I said, they're buried under the ground. Like, come on now. We got to do better as a whole. And this just goes into my next topic about how, like, when you are expressing yourself to your family members or, like, anyone in your family and, you know, they try to make you feel bad for feeling that way or make you feel like that you shouldn't be feeling that way and make you feel like that you have to apologize for how you feel, but they don't never have to apologize for the stuff that they do. You know, and I really do not like this. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Yo, I'm really gonna get into it because, like, this triggers me, you know, because it's like people claim that they really care when they really don't. And I'm really not trying to project in this video, but it's like, I'm not projecting at all, but it's things that we really must talk about in this community, you know, in our community, you know, that mental health, because a lot of y'all do not care, you know. Especially in your family, people shame you for having an opinion. People shame you for, you know, standing up for yourself and making you apologize and making you feel like you're the bad guy and they're the victim. And it's like, come on now. And y'all wonder why y'all children, you know, grow up depressed, growing up not liking y'all because y'all don't care, or why y'all fall out with y'all siblings, you know, because it's always that one sibling, you know, that you're there for, but they'll stab you in the back quick. Or it's like you always, you know, it's just family drama. You know, y'all claim that y'all care about other people's mental health, but y'all don't care about your own family's mental health. And y'all grew up in the same household and y'all understand, you know, and y'all have similar struggles. But it's like y'all disregard that, which is why I love when some families have like this loving dynamic about them. Like they're real loving towards each other and appreciate one another and uplift each other. You know, I feel like more families should be raised like that. That's why when it comes to a black family just loving each other like so much, it kind of is like crazy, because it's like, dang, you know, like if only everybody felt like that, if everyone felt like they had that bond with their family, their siblings, everything, you know, like some people can't even fathom that stuff is real, you know. And another thing, and I don't want to trigger anyone, but like self-harming, you know, like, you know, especially I feel like a lot of like teens like indulge into that, like self-harming themselves. Yeah, this is kind of a touchy topic, you know. I really don't want to trigger anyone, but yeah. So yeah, when people self-harm, you know, I feel like it's a crowd for help, you know, because obviously when you self-harm, you are able to see it, you know, you're able to see it, you're able to, like, anyone who sees it knows, you know, what that means. And I feel like self-harming is more of a cry for help, you know. It's not like people are really doing it for attention, but it's like people see stuff like that and think that it's a way to, like, it's like a signal, like, you know how SOS, save our ship and all that, but it's like when you self-harm, it's really a cry for help. And if you see that, you know, happening to someone on someone's arm and stuff, and, you know, don't make a big deal about it, you know, just simply ask them, are they okay? Like, don't, you know, because a lot of people cannot communicate that they're really going through it. So instead they harm themselves, they do things to themselves, you know, and I don't know, like, this is really a touchy subject, you know. A lot of people just do things to themselves just to feel better, just to make themselves relieved. And I can only speak from my own personal experiences on why I think people do that, you know. Not, I don't have all the answers, but yeah, it's a crowd for help. And it's like, you know, sometimes we see stuff like that on TV. We see other people doing it, and you know, we do those things, you know, so people will know that we're suffering. You know, that we are feeling like horrible about ourselves, that we feel horrible about our lives. And like I said, as a person who has been like really suffering like from depression a lot, you know, I feel like the only person who can get you through that is God himself. You know, you have to pray. You have to really seek God and cling onto him, because no one else is going to be able to truly help you but him. Another thing about like having family members, you know, they think that they can say whatever they want. And I know like a lot of people like, oh, we siblings, you know, we can say whatever we want to each other. But I mean, yeah, but it's not like whatever you want. You know, you still have to be considerate of that person's feelings. You know, you can't just say things and think that they're just going to get over it, because at the end of the day, y'all may still talk and kiki with each other, but some things that you say really stick to a person's mind. You know, it really sticks to them, and it gets them to thinking, you know, maybe this, maybe that, or, you know, can I even trust them if it is? Or, you know, it's like you're not creating a safe space for your own family, for your own siblings. You know, what if one day they're facing a problem? Who they're not going to be able to talk to you because of how y'all be treating each other. And it's like this aggressiveness that some siblings have with each other, or family members have with each other, is insane. You know, it's okay to love one another and be loving and gentle and kind to one another. You know, I understand that some people weren't raised, you know, in that type of way, but it's like, practice it, you know, and really practice it and really have those uncomfortable conversations. Because a lot of people, you know, if a lot of people had those uncomfortable conversations with their family, a lot of stuff, you know, will either be fixed or it won't. And you know, when it doesn't get fixed, you let it go. You cannot harbor onto feelings. You can't fix anyone else's judgment. You cannot get them to accept, you know, how you see it. You just can't, and you just have to let it go. You know, like, stop holding on to the things, you know, that people do or say about you, because honestly, you hold the power. You let them go if you feel like you need to let them go. You know, you don't have to hold on to people, especially people in your family. I know that it's like, I know that a lot of people say family is all we have, and this, that, and the third. And sometimes family is all we have. But when your family is toxic, like literally the root of the toxic bullcrap, you know, it's good to pull away from them, because not every family, you know, creates that safe space, creates that safe environment, you know. And I see like a lot when it comes to like other people like showing emotions, like crying. A lot of people just stare at them and look at them and really don't know how to react. And that is me, you know, like when people cry, like I genuinely don't really know what to do. It's like I freeze up, because it's like a lot of people really don't experience that type of comfort from their parents. So it's like, you know, when you cry, you just get it out, you know, you just let it out. And you know, it's just nothing that they feel like they can do, if that makes sense. You know, like, I really genuinely don't know what to do when someone cries in front of me, because it's like your brain shuts down, you know. Like, it teaches, and it's like what you learned as a kid, or what you went through as a kid, it teaches you how to like relate to others. Like I said, mental health, you know. It's, if you didn't grow up in a real affectionate household, it's going to be hard for you to process other people's emotions, let alone your own emotions, you know. So it's not easy, you know, but it's something that we all have to work on collectively as a whole and get through this, because mental health is literally in a crisis. You know, a lot of people feel like they have best friends, but they can't talk to them. A lot of people have siblings that they can't talk to because, you know, the trust isn't there. You know, some people can't talk to their parents because they know parents get on the phone and tell all your business. Like, you can't tell your parents nothing without the whole family, their friends knowing everything. And that's a problem. Stop telling your family business to other people. Because honestly, those people are just going to talk about your kids and have an opinion about your kids, an opinion about your family, even though they're your friends. You know, it's not healthy, you know? You need to learn how to keep some things private, keep some things in the family. Stop breaking that trust, you know, because a lot of Black people, and I know y'all can relate. You know, you tell your mother something happens and your mother just tell everybody. She gotta tell everybody. Like, why do you gotta call and tell everybody what's going on? You know? And that's really annoying. Like, it's really annoying. Or it's like when you having a problem with your parent or your sibling and they play victim real bad. Like, you act like you didn't just say this. So then when I like rebuttal, and now it's like, oh, I'm the villain, oh, I'm wrong, but you started it and you're egging it on and you continuously push me. And it's like, family pick sides regardless of what anyone says. Family pick sides, and when family pick sides, they tend to leave the person who was not wrong in a situation, you know, to fend for themselves and feel bad. A lot of people don't feel comfortable with speaking up, especially once they get older. You know, they feel like, oh, everything I say doesn't matter. Everything, you know, that I have an opinion on doesn't matter. Or what if they shut me out for having an opinion? What if they don't like me because I feel this way and I don't feel the same way as them? And y'all teach your kids how to grow in a shell, how to be in a shell and not fend for themselves, not defend themselves and not protect themselves, because it's like, y'all done showed them that their opinion doesn't matter, or what they say won't matter, because it's always someone who's always going to have the upper hand, you know. And it begins to silence people who needs to use their voice. It's so funny, like in a community, you know, in some places, like, I hate that Black people don't like to see each other win. We all probably have similar stories, same backgrounds, come from the trenches, you know, have nothing, you know, grow up to be somebody. And it's like, y'all don't want people to get ahead. You know, y'all want people to do good, but y'all don't want people to do better than y'all. And it's like, what? And honestly, that right there will get you nowhere. Because I'm not sure if y'all read the Bible, but you should never compare yourself to your neighbor. Y'all should never compare yourself to your neighbor, because when you do that, it takes away from your blessing. You know, y'all thinking that envious part of yourself is going to get you far, that wishing on other people's downfall is going to get you far, and it won't. You know, it's like a bunch of crabs in a barrel. Like, y'all don't care about how another person feels. You know, it's just about you and the selfishness, you know, of some people. You know, it's time to be more unselfish, you know, putting other people's feelings before yours sometimes, you know, because everything is not about you. You know, you have to deal with peers, you have to deal with people regardless. If you don't want to, you know, you have to deal with people. So sometimes you have to take people's feelings into consideration. Yes, your feelings matter, but so does everyone else's, you know. And y'all claim that y'all care about mental health, but y'all the same people that come in people workplaces with a nasty attitude, the same people who the same people who need help, but you know, you have a nasty bad attitude and you take your attitude out on everybody else. And that used to be me, you know, like when I get mad, like I would take my attitude out on everyone, like. But now it's like my misery does not like company. You know, when I'm mad, when I'm miserable, I stay to myself. I go in isolation, my own bubble, and I don't come out until I know that I feel way better about myself and about the day. Some of y'all genuinely are mean, nasty people, and since y'all life is going, or your day is going bad, y'all want to take it out on others and do the most, and it's really weird. It's like, if that doesn't really show how you grew up, then I don't know what does. Like, you can tell the people who used to get bullied in school, the people who got shunned by their parents, because y'all project so much onto other people, it doesn't make any sense. You know, y'all take your attitudes to the workplace. You're not happy in your marriage, you take it to the workplace. You know, you're not happy with your parent, you take it to school. And it's like, come on now. Like, stop projecting yourself onto others. That's how you lose people. And then you're really going to start feeling alone. You know, because a lot of people really think that it's okay with being alone. You know, and I used to be one of those people, like, I don't need nobody. I don't need friends. And we all need each other. Y'all think all this other stuff is what keeps the world going? No. Love is the most powerful thing that can ever be given to anyone on this earth. Love. And that means having companionship, having friendships. You know, people. We have to look out for one another. We can't just be for ourselves. You know, that's not how it's going to work. And I'm not saying that it's bad to be alone. Of course, you need to learn how to be alone and to be with other people. You know, it's called balance. But that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about mental health. And a lot of people, you know, to what I was saying, to add on to what I was saying, you know, hurt people hurt people. Like I said, misery loves company. But my misery doesn't. You know, you need to take that like that. Not everyone wants to be miserable. Just because you're having a bad day does not mean everyone else wants to have a bad day. Or that doesn't mean just because you see other people being happy that you have to tear them down. What type of mess is that? Like, what person really truly thinks like that? Y'all really lack self-awareness. Y'all really need to get it together when it comes to just being angry, when it comes to being mad. You know, you have to take a break. It's okay to take some time to yourself. Go sit, go cry, feel every emotion that you feel, you know, because it helps you. You know, in a world where people truly don't care about your mental health, where people truly don't care about how you feel, you know, it's okay for you to genuinely take that time out and sit and feel everything that you are feeling. You know, vent to God. I promise you, because no one else is going to care but God. And then God is going to lead you to the people who genuinely care about you. Like, come on now, wake up, people. It's time to stop being like that. It's time to stop being weird. It's time to stop thinking that, I know everyone has their own life and their world revolves around them, yes, but you also are connected to people. You're connected to people. And it's time for you to start acting like it. You know, a lot of us don't want to be alone. You know, it's just some of us are so closed off. We can't trust people. You know, we feel like, you know, we don't relate to others. We're outcasts and this, that, and the third, because people make us feel that way. You know, people don't truly care about you, and you feel like everyone, like, you go through bad experiences with people and you feel like that everyone is going to do the same. No. I promise you, pray to God. He's going to lead you to the people who are for you and only you, and who will not do you wrong. Come on now. It's time to stop looking toward social media. Stop looking at families to fix your issues. You got to pray to God, and you got to be willing to acknowledge all your faults as well. You know, when it comes to that, you got to be able to break through and be free. And also, let that pride and ego go, please. Let the pride and ego go, for the sake of your children, for the sake of your bloodline, for the sake of everybody. Let the pride and ego go. Go ahead and repeat it again. Let it go. Because a lot of y'all don't believe in therapy. A lot of y'all feel like that y'all don't need people. Y'all don't need to talk about your problems. Y'all don't need anyone else in your business. When you need it, you genuinely need it. Because the way that y'all be acting is insane. And it's like, y'all get on social media. Oh, Lord. Y'all get on social media and pretend that y'all care so much about people and so much about how people feel. And in reality, y'all be teed up. Y'all be turned up and making people's life miserable and just doing all this stuff to people behind closed doors and being rude, being bullies, being mean, and claiming that you care about mental health. But it's only for the social media presence. Like, social media got y'all in a chokehold, and it's really not in a good way. Like I said in a previous video, social media is killing reality, because some of y'all get on there preaching about this and like that when y'all really are miserable. Y'all really are real life villains, but getting on social media acting like y'all the saviors and stuff. Like, why does mental health only matter when it's your favorite celebrity or your favorite whatever? But when it comes to your close friends and family, no one cares, no one pays attention. But then once something happens, like I said, once something happens to someone, then all of a sudden, all these people care. All these people, you could have called me. You could have. No, they couldn't. Because if they felt comfortable enough coming to you, they would have. But guess what? Y'all really do not care about people's mental health, like I said. And yes, like, come on now. A lot of us are grown. A lot of us are getting older. It's time to stop pretending like we care and actually really genuinely care about people and what they're going through. A lot of us are going through our own problems. Okay, so what? Help people. Be a light to people. God didn't send you here, to be a B word or a kid. He didn't send you there. If someone feels comfortable enough confiding in you, you take that and you allow them to do that. But yeah, don't project onto others. Don't get comfortable in your own pain that you become the people that you despise. And for a long time, I'm gonna tell you a story. Okay, for a long time, I hated how I was treated. I hated that no one took my feelings into consideration until like one day I became the person that I said that I didn't want to become. Because I allowed situations to turn me into something that I didn't want to be. Because no one was taking me into consideration. I felt like I didn't have to take no one else into consideration. I didn't care about people. I didn't like people. I despised people. I didn't want people around me. And let me tell you, life, God, He will humble you. He will humble you to the point of no return. And I doubt that you want to get humbled like that. Especially how I had to get humbled. I doubt that you want to be humbled like that. So when someone is telling you that it's time to do better, it's time to be better, take that advice and run with it and never stop trying. You don't have to be perfect, but hear people out. Be the light to others. If no one is a light to you, you got God. God is... Look, you can be the light to others, Okay, maybe people don't fill up your cup, but you're a blessing to others, and God is going to bless you with someone who's going to fill up your cup. God is going to bless you with someone or a group of friends that care about you just as much as you care about other people. Like, stop saying what people aren't doing for you, Be that blessing, but also vent to God, I hope that makes sense. Vent to God. Don't become something that you despise because of the circumstances. Vent to God. God cares about all. And like I said in my previous video, I was super depressed. When I found God, depression is not in my vocabulary. God won't even allow me to get that low to the point where I feel like I don't want to be here anymore. It's like He's going to keep your spirits lifted regardless. And I really, especially when I was in high school, oh girl, the vibrations was in hell. I really wasn't feeling life. I didn't want to be here, trigger warning. But yeah, a lot of people deal with the S word. I don't even know if you can say that on YouTube, but a lot of people deal with that because a lot of people feel like they have no way out. They have no one to talk to. They feel so horrible. They feel like nothing in life is going right. Pray to God, because y'all really trying to rely on all these other things. Pray to God. If you can't rely on your family, you can't rely on your friends, pray to God. And even if you can rely on them, still pray to God, because guess what? They can't really help you. They can only give you as much advice as they can. But God, He's going to change your life. He's going to do a whole 360. And you're going to be praising God. This is one of the tests that turned into testimonies. And like I said, depression is not in my vocabulary anymore. You know, when you vent to God, it gives you such a relief, because not only does he listen, but he has the power, he holds the power to change your life, change the trajectory of your life, and to get you on the right path. And I'm not just BSing y'all. Like, I promise you, the way last year went for me, I was super depressed. I was losing everything. I was losing my car, just everything. I was losing everything, and I felt so horrible. All last year was the worst year for me. And guess what? Guess where I'm at? I'm happy as can be. Oh, not happy as can be, but I'm content right now. You know, like, it could be way worse. It could be way freaking worse. And I genuinely really want y'all to do better for yourselves. Because with God, if y'all knew, like, one day I'm going to get on here and I'm going to tell y'all my story, but where God took me from to where I am now, oh my gosh. Like, I'm not trying to cry, because it's like, if you knew where I was before this to where I am now, and I say this in probably almost every video, God gets you through the storm. He gets you through the darkest things of your life. When I tell y'all last year, horrible. It was so horrible last year. And now I'm here, walking in my purpose, doing what I love, being content, being able to help others. Y'all, it could be so much worse. Without God, it was really that bad. Like, without God, I probably wouldn't even be here. Which is why I'm telling y'all, when it comes to your mental health, all you need is God. Friends and family can only help you so much, but God really can help you. And that's really what it's about. Because a lot of us go through trauma and stuff like that our family inflicts on us. And it feels like a never-ending loop, a never-ending story. You know, and I really know how it feels to be in that dark place. Feeling like you can't get out, feeling like you don't belong here, or you feeling like you can't relate to anyone, feeling like the whole world is against you and the whole world is on your back. Pray to God. Like, one day I will really get on here and tell my story, but that's for another episode. Y'all need to take mental health serious. You know, people pretend like they care about you and abandon you and leave you for dead, and it's so weird, you know. And then they'll go into tell all their friends all the stuff that they're doing for you, making up lies to make themselves look better. That is insane. That is literally mental illness. Like, I can't stress that enough. So y'all, please take mental health serious. You know, it's so many people who are literally suffering, and there's so many of y'all literally sitting on social media claiming, oh, we care about mental health, when people closer to you are suffering so bad. Put down the phones, put down the pride, put down the ego, and really check on your loved one. Check on the people that you love. Like, come on now. It's time to do better. And as long as mental health has been going around, as long as, you know, the mental health has been declining, you know, I don't really expect for this video to genuinely change everything, but at least the people who it gets to, I pray that you take this into consideration and really genuinely change. Make change for your family, make change for yourself, make change for your future family. Please change. Please allow God in your life, because we can't do this alone. You know, we can't face this alone. Regardless of how you may feel, you can't face it alone. So y'all, yeah, I know this video was a little deep, but I just felt like it had to be said. But y'all have a good, amazing, blessed day, and I really love y'all, and I hope that y'all are doing amazing. If you stayed, and if you're here tuning into the 5th freaking episode, you really, really, really want to change, and you really, really love it here, and I love you for loving it here. So yeah, yeah. So bye, y'all.